boring. So you change it and you say you talk, but you be soft. You talk, but it should be about school. You talk, but you talk about an experience. Especially when children come back from the vacation, that is the time you must let them speak. Please allow them to speak. Then a lot of sharing will happen. Then a lot of new vocabulary will develop. Then a lot of new ideas will come. Then a lot of social interaction will happen. That will be followed by bonding in the class. That will be followed by you as a teacher understanding your children that this child of mine goes for trekking. This vacation he was there. This child went to his native place. This child learned cycling. This child is good at swimming and things like that. So next time you have your repository. Repository is a very, very Akshara word. Correct? Is it? Yes. Admin people know. Like Nisha ma'am. Divya ma'am is giving yes. So now what did I do? You were talking about constructivism and I passed around some puppets. I actually wanted soft toys, but I couldn't get. Alright? So now I'm sending it. My instructions are, please look at whatever has been passed on to you. Show it to your friends also. Observe it. Discuss it with your friends. And just an example. Okay. So now I don't have 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'll ask one child in the class to stand and say, come on, describe. So the child will say that, ma'am, I got an animal. Which is the animal? It's an elephant. Can you keep elephants at home? I'll ask the child. So you say, no. Why not? So then they talk about size. So they are talking about mathematics. Or they may talk about it and they'll say it's a mammal. Or they'll say it's a wild animal. So now I'm talking about environment and geography. You followed? So, but I did not give them this terminology. This is going to come from them. Ma'am, it has a trunk. Is that the nose? So I'm talking about body parts. I'm talking about organs. Right? I'm talking about sensory organs. Do you get me? Yes. So what happens in this is, knowledge, yes it is there. Information, yes it is there. Learning, it is there. But who's doing it? Child is doing it. Child is constructing the knowledge for himself. Teacher has a minor role. Teacher is playing a minor role, but she will step in when required. Alright? She will step in when required. And there may be a child who will say, I can keep an elephant at home. Why? Because I have a farmhouse or my father is a forest officer. So he has special permission. Or he is a mahout. So then they get a new word. What is a mahout and who is a mahout? What does he do? So you understand how vocabulary develops, how you can take them ahead. I hope you are getting the point. I am not going deep into anything. I am just triggering the ideas. Rest is there with you. My job is to strike the curiosity in you. My job is to sow the seeds of curiosity. Then watering the plant, giving it sunlight, making it bloom and grow, that is your job. And I know you will do it. Right?
Yes.
Or some of you are doing it, they just realized. So you got constructivism. Similarly now see, I have these also. I could have given you fruits. I could have given you vegetables. These are easily available. You don't have to spend much. Right? And then you talk about fruit vegetables, root vegetables, stem vegetables. You got it? So you are teaching them a new skill, a new competence, that is classification. Before that you have taught them identification. Identify, classify, list. These are all terms used by yes, very good. Bloom, Benjamin Bloom. Right? So, where are we now? NLP implementation. Somebody said constructivism, so we got into this and I could complete that. We go ahead, real life connect. So, real life connect will definitely be there because when I gave the soft toys, had I given you a puppy or a cat, somebody will say, ma'am, I have 2 dogs at home. Or someone will say, I don't like dogs, but I have a cat. Right? So, real life connect is there. Vegetables. Then I ask you, so which vegetables do you like? I begin with the positive and then say, are there some that you don't eat? But do you know they carry important nutrients? Those are also very valuable to make your diet a balanced diet. So real life connect is there. Am I talking about their daily food habits?
Yes.
Am I talking about science also?
Yes.
Am I talking about vitamins, carbohydrates, fats? Am I?
Yes.
I am. So there is integration also, it is multidisciplinary also, right? And there is real life connect also. Whenever you connect the knowledge to the real life examples, age appropriate examples, then the understanding, then the interest, then the retention becomes better. Remember this. Like I told you, my children have always been using a bullock cart or have been walking down, and I talk to them about the aeroplane. They may not associate so much. Not that I don't have to teach them, but I have to limit it to a certain extent. I hope you are getting the point. Okay, so real life connect has to be there. Anybody wants to give an example? I'm sure you are doing it in your class also. Someone wants to share an example? Yes, ma'am?
Children are learning addition and subtraction in mathematics classes. Students are learning.
Hello. Yeah.
Students are learning mathematics in the classes, right? Addition and subtraction. So real life connect is actually some money is given to them, ask them to go in the market and purchase something. Maybe 10 rupees, maybe 15 rupees. So they will learn addition, how much to pay, how much to get the money back, okay, and get that money safely at home. So many things are getting covered into it, right? Real life connect again. The things which they are learning in the class, getting associated with their experience also, right? Thank you.
Also, it could be a very simple thing, I'll tell you something. See, let's arrive at a topic. Sanction ma'am, please come. And please see what is this, and you tell them, show it to them also and tell them what is this. Now you tell them. What is this? Shankar Pali, some are saying Shankar Pali, but NEP also says regional language, mother tongue. So I will say Shankar Pali. Okay? Now, when do you have this Shankar Pali? Diwali, really? What is Diwali? Festival?
Indian festival.
Festival, somebody said festival of lights. Why do you call it a festival of lights? But does this Shankar Pali grow on trees? No? Then? From where does it come? Mummy makes it, really? Does it have any shape? Diamond. Wow. Diamond shape. What is the meaning of diamond? Is it like a square?
Yes.
Is it like a square?
Yes.
Is it the same as rhombus?
Yes.
And is everybody's Shankar Pali of the same size? No. And how does it taste?
Sweet.
So you understood how we come to things? Did you understand? I spoke about season. Diwali is in which season?
Winter season.
So we're talking about climate, we're talking about temperature, we're talking about season. Does your clothing also change in winter?
Yes.
Really? Why? What do you wear? Sweaters? Sweaters are made of? I hope you are getting the point. So, okay, it is self-learning also, it is constructivism also, it is daily item. Just that I had it in the house and I thought I may use this. So I brought it. Okay, then I have another thing also. Chakli. Again, shape, size, proportion, ratio, constituents, alright, taste, values, then whether it is healthy or no, whether it will form a balanced diet and rich diet, is this the same? Balanced diet and rich diet, is it the same?
No.
No? Why? So again, critical thinking. You got the point? Critically they will analyze. All these days I thought rich diet, wow, that means healthy diet. No. Rich diet would be meat. Daily meat. Rich diet can be eggs. But balanced diet will see that all the constituents are in the right proportion. Then that becomes a healthy diet, not a rich diet. Every day if I eat only dry fruits, if I have my food only in a 5-star hotel, rich food, expensive food, but will it be healthy? It's different. So I hope you are understanding the nuances. Alright? Analysis, critical thinking, all that. And then if I tell them, thank you so much. How many of you cook? Far less cooking at least before the speaking. Well, females hardly have a choice. So, then you go to the next step, then that is creativity. We'll take more examples of course. So somebody may say that I know how to prepare good tea. Then you can even arrive at lemon tea, green tea, this tea, that tea, right? Black tea, things like that. So my only message to you is that very simple things things are required. You don't have to make it very complicated and very expensive. Alright, so this is something I borrowed from the preschool today. We move ahead. Real Life Connect is done. Skills imbibed. These skills imbibed by the student. So now you can say, we already, which skill? Critical thinking. Is it a skill? Is it? Of course it is. And creativity. Alright. Fine. That's allowed. And observation. Who said that? Very good, man. Very important. And it could be calculation, it could be classifying, it could be decision making, it could be team spirit, it could be following of rules, right? Time management, absolutely. Hundreds of things. Problem solving, very good. Real life connect.
Skill.
Yes, collaboration. Who said that? Thank you, ma'am. Very good. So, now collaboration reminds me there is something called as 21st century skills. And they say there are 4 C's of the 21st century. And this I should be writing on the board because a good teacher must develop board summary. When I am saying this, I must write it on the board. And why should I write it? Because there may be somebody in the class who likes to read. There may be someone who likes to see. There may be someone who likes to know the spelling. And anyways, a good board summary always helps in better retention. Remember this. Always. Alright? So, any doubt? You want to stop me and ask me something? Do you wish to ask? Do you have a doubt in this template anywhere? Any question? Yes, ma'am?
Same activity can be discussed.
Yes. There are certain things which are repetitive. NEP compliance can be a part of the pedagogy also. Somewhere else pedagogy is written. So if you are using, now let's come to the next. We are talking about 4 C's also. So 1 C is critical thinking. Communication, fantastic. Very good. Collaboration. And absolutely. So see, without actually saying that I am doing this, all the 4 are covered. Remember, I also told you that your communication with your family should be good. So communication is something that is not required only in professions, it is required perhaps much more in personal life also. So that's why it's not a 21st century skill, by the way, it's a lifetime skill. Isn't it? It's a life skill, of course. And critical thinking also. So, because you know what happens, otherwise there were times when our ancestors said, we have seen it in Lagan also, there is no rain, God is angry. There is too much rain, God is angry. Isn't it? But then the critical analysis, the logical thinking was introduced and people started thinking, has it got something to do with the pressure belt? Is it because we are close to the sea? Is it because there is too much of deforestation? Is it because of the change in the climate? You get my point? Is it because of global warming? Are you getting my point? Right? So there are storms, there are cyclones, there are tsunamis. So many things are associated. So that is critical thinking, logical thinking, analysis. These are all skills. Okay? Then we go to the next one. Ma'am's question was, can some things be repeated? The same thing can come under NEP and the same one can come under pedagogy. Why not? The same thing can come under tool and technique and it can also come under NEP. So a skill which is learned in life skills is also a skill in NEP. That's not going to change. That is alright. Next is IT support. Now this everybody knows, right? Today also I thought that I will start with the pre-test. That is my IT support. I am already using the, yes. So that is also IT support. This I am not getting deep into it. Any doubts, any questions, anywhere you want to stop me, feel free to do it. So anything that you use where digital media is used, that will go under that IT support. Okay? Then GK. Now this GK is something that we need to discuss because do we have a syllabus for GK? Do you not have textbooks? No. So that means you don't have a textbook as such. But you have a syllabus? Do you have a syllabus?
Yes.
At least an in-house syllabus should be in place. So somebody asks you what do you teach and why do you teach, you should know. Right? Syllabus is a part of the curriculum. Right? So the GK syllabus as a part of the grade 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 curriculum should be there. And under that you should be able to say that they are teaching them, for example, parts of the World Cup. For example, records in sports in the World Cup. Or for example, states and capitals, countries and capitals. Something like that. Got it? So some guidelines should be there. Now, are you going to teach it as a separate subject? Definitely not. Your topics lend themselves so well to GP. Correct? Even if you talk about animals, you still give them some general knowledge. So if you are saying in your class, which is the largest animal in the world, that is also GK. And they will tell you some answers. So which is the largest animal? Tell me.
Blue whale.
Whale. Alright, so which is the largest animal on land?
Elephant.
Elephant. So is elephant the largest animal? Again you have to say the African elephant is the largest animal on land. Okay. So that's a mammal. But is the whale a mammal?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So why is it a mammal? So if I am going a little beyond the topic, anything that is beyond your textbook is GK. If you are giving them one example on that day, for example, it is not mentioned in your book that who is the Prime Minister or the President or the Governor, but you have mentioned it, that is also GK. Even if your children in grade 1 do not know the name of the principal, and you tell them the principal of Akshara International School is Dr. Sonali Valvadkar ma'am, that is also GK. Please understand this. That is general knowledge. Children should, I said local to global. You don't know about your school. What is the use of knowing about others? They should know the basics. So AV hall or some general, common rules. They should know the common rules, like the auditorium, the library, the laboratory, things like that. Or the playground, or how many playgrounds are there, or how many gates does the school have. That is also GK. Are you getting? So then we go ahead to
Values.
values. Is values clear to everyone? Now these values and the values under NEP, are they different?
Same.
Not at all. If you are teaching them honesty, it is honesty. Correct? You are teaching them punctuality, it is punctuality. Same thing will be written there. Same thing can be written here, or you simply write point mentioned in number 4 or whatever. Allowed. What's wrong about it? Not at all. You get it? So values will not waste time. Then methodology. Now what is methodology? There are two things that are expected in methodology, at least in this school. Okay. So I'll go by this school. Here they are expecting that in methodology, you write your flow of the lesson. Flow of the lesson. So what happens? A little about what happens. So for example, the teacher questions children on their previous knowledge to arrive at the topic. She then takes them ahead to the development of the lesson. Okay? She teaches with the help of question and answer method, or she begins with brainstorming. So like that, what happens first, what happens second, that is methodology. Methodology also includes pedagogy. What is pedagogy? Pedagogy is the, yes? Teaching method. The method. So now we come to the next NEP topic, or the NABIT topic. It is strongly recommended, and I would say CBSE and NCRT insist on it, not just recommend, insist on it. They say that do not use the mundane ways of teaching. Do not make your teaching monotonous. Be different, be unique. And that is why they spoke about those were tools and techniques. Experiential learning is a pedagogy. And they give the names of 4 pedagogies as innovative pedagogy. I'm not saying they are new, but most of the times we forget how to use them technically, to use them appropriately, to use them in a scientific manner. That is what is expected. So among the 4 innovative pedagogies that are strongly recommended and proposed by CBSE and NEP, number 1 is art integrated pedagogy, which we already discussed. Art integrated learning, art integrated project and art integrated pedagogy are all the same. Once you are talking about the method, once you are talking about the pedagogy, means how you teach, you are talking about project, that is the technique, alright, and learning is a part of TL. It's the same. The second one that they insist on is sports integrated pedagogy. Sports integrated pedagogy. So please understand that sports includes everything that comes under games. It could be individual game, it could be team game, it can be animations, it could be video games, alright, it could be robotics, games involved in robotics, it could be games that taught through artificial intelligence, it can be chess, carom, everything. And what CBSE is focusing is indigenous games. Indigenous games, even games like kabaddi and marbles and vitti dandu and kite flying are games. And a lot of learning, natural learning happens through these. Now my next point is that please find time to check. There is an entire booklet on toy pedagogy. If time permits, I will show it to you. Soft toys. Alright? So many times what happens when I say sports pedagogy, teachers feel how many times to take them to the ground, is it always possible, this. So it can be very simple. I'll show you one example. For example, I threw this and she caught it. I'm still playing a game. Who caught it? Who caught it? Ma'am, please stand. Because you caught it, I am going to ask you a question. Tell me, who is the principal of Akshara International School? Example. Or what is the capital of Maharashtra? Got it? So she answers. Take it, ma'am. Give it to any teacher sitting here. Any your favorite teacher. Any. So now the next thing. Now you stand. Now you tell me what is the capital of Orissa. Alright? And so she will pass it to somebody else. What is it, ma'am? Capital?
Yes, ma'am. Bhubaneswar.
Bhubaneswar. Very good. There. Hey, come on, catch it. So you have to be alert. It's a game. It's sports integrated pedagogy also. My point is that don't always think cricket खेलना है और उसमें से सिखाना है. फुटबॉल के ग्राउंड पे मोहिनी मैम के साथ जाना है, फिर ही पढ़ेंगे. और कीर्ति मैम will teach hockey stick and then. No, that is also a way. But any game that you play, it's an umbrella term that is used. Alright, so sports integrated pedagogy. And please understand, especially for primary, playway method is strongly recommended. Play is one thing that comes naturally. And for God's sake, don't do everything with rules. Every time don't make a framework. Free play is very essential, especially for the lower age groups. All the time, parents also do it at home. एक बॉटल का ढक्कन खोलना है, बस पेरेंट्स से वेट आई हेल्प यू. ऐसे नहीं, बॉटल ऐसे पकड़ो, ऐसे नहीं गिर जाएगा, ऐसे नहीं. Sharpening the pencil also say, wait, I'll tell you how to do it. Tying the lace, wait, I'll tell you how to do it. Wearing a shirt, buttoning the shirt, wait, I'll tell you. Leave him alone, for God's sake, let him explore, let him experiment, let him make mistakes, and then come to the correct. Then, only then the skills will develop. I hope you are getting the point. Give them opportunity. Let the ball be in their court. Return my puppet, please. By the way, use of puppets is under toy pedagogy. Okay, it's a part of toy pedagogy. Soft toys are also toy pedagogy. So if I am going to narrate a story to say that crackers are harmful and two animals are talking, or I remember doing this. We had a story of the happy little whale, and we were a group of teachers, and two teachers at either end were holding a very simple thing. See, please listen up. Bed sheet. We were simply holding a bed sheet, and we were on the other side of the bed sheet, and we had made some sock puppets and stick puppets and things like that. And it was a story of a little whale who would not listen to his parents. And so one day he gets lost in the sea. Alright, and then somebody helps him, he cries, and then he doesn't know what to do, and then comes back. So then we told our children, now children, tell me, will you go somewhere without telling your mother when you are in the market? Will you move around without holding her hand, and things like that. You got it? So we even had this. You can do it. You can even do it in your grade 1 to 5 once in a year. Not too much. Not too many. Don't burden yourself with anything. Alright? And in a group. I am sure there are teachers who love to, voice modulation. They like it. There are teachers who do it. And teachers are the most innovative people on earth. They will come up with anything, anytime. Right? Teachers sing, teachers dance, teachers shout, teachers scream, teachers jump. They do everything that is required. And they find their alternative methods. And don't be shy about it. Please do it. Do it. Keep the child in you also alive. It helps you. Right? Isn't it? It's your stress buster thing. So do it. Alright, so I think I have done enough of methodology. Again and again I will tell you, please stop me for doubts. Yes, ma'am. So ma'am, sports integrated pedagogy is different, toy integrated pedagogy is different. Like I told you, 4 innovative pedagogies. One I told you is AIL, 2 sports, 3
Toy based.
toy, and 4
Story.
Who said it? Who said that? Very good. So story integrated pedagogy. Do you think story integrated pedagogies come new in 2020? 2020?
No.
Just remember your grandmothers and their grandmothers and their great grandmothers. It is an ancestral thing. Story pedagogy was always there. We've learned through stories, but that was more informal. Can we follow it as a technique also? Is the question. Okay? And every lesson and every chapter, including mathematics and science, can be taught in the story way. There are enough videos on YouTube. I'm not getting into that because then it will take a lot of time. Alright? Ma'am, I hope I'm clear. Ma'am, there is no hard and fast rule. I cannot draw a line that this is story pedagogy, this is toy. While I am narrating a story, if I use a toy, I am integrating pedagogies also.
Even
You got my point?
Even puppets.
Got it? I am playing a game. Okay? So that is sports. But I am using a toy. The toy is ball. Ball is a toy, by the way. Please understand. Alright? So it's a ball game. So it goes under toy pedagogy as well as, yes ma'am, absolutely, it is allowed. Okay? Yes?
This is related to critical thinking.
Yes ma'am.
When I am teaching mathematics, particularly critical
Yes.
thinking questions,
Yes.
I have some remedial students in my class.
Right.
They are actually struggling to understand those type of questions.
Okay.
So at that time, what I need to do, can I make them understand or else we can skip that question?
Always begin simple. Skipping questions is not allowed unless the child is a special child.
Yes.
For a special child, the level will come down. Other than that, every child you should try your best. So once you are done with your efforts and in the given time constraint, then you involve the peers, then you involve the subject teachers, then you involve the librarian or the sports teacher, then you involve the parents, and if nothing works, then you involve the counselor, and lastly you will involve the special educator. And what will happen is IEP will be made. What is IEP?
Individual.
Individual education
Education plan.
So step by step. Alright, so we'll go ahead to number 14, that is HOTS. You know what is HOTS? You know
High
what is
order
HOTS?
thinking.
What is it?
High order thinking skills.
There are lots also. You know lots?
Lower order thinking
You can
skills.
even guess. And there are mods also.
Medium.
Correct. Moderate, medium, middle order, it's all the same. Now how should your question paper be framed? A good teacher will give lot of HOTS. Is it like that?
No.
Absolutely not. Let us understand and respect that every child is different. And this brings me to another point which is also a favorite point written in NEP. I think section 4.4 of NEP is mentioning gifted students. This is a grave mistake that has happened in India for a very long time. In many educational institutes, everybody has been saying, this child is scoring 95%, इसके पास ध्यान मत दो, ये तो कर लेगा. ये 70% ही ठीक है, ये तो कर लेगा. 95 वाला इसके ऊपर ध्यान दो. What happened in the bargain? They were neglected. In other countries, they focused on their gifted people. And that is why the Nobel Prize is also there. The awards are also there. The patent is also there. काम हमने किया, certificate वो ले गए. ठीक है ना? So please also focus on your gifted students. That is why I am so happy that in Akshara, ALP is also there. The whole point, and let me share with you that Jnana Prabodhini. You heard of Jnana Prabodhini? Jnana Prabodhini, Sadashivpet, that is the main branch. Jnana Prabodhini branch 2 is in Delhi. Alright. So the main branch, I don't know about the Delhi branch, the main branch has come up with a course for gifted students. This course is for teachers. Topic is about gifted students. So So there is a different way, just like there is a technique and a way to deal with special children. By the way, gifted students are also special children. They also don't like your class if you only give them the regular examples. They feel it is boring. I finished it in 2 minutes and they are taking 30 minutes. I can multiply a 3-digit number by 5-digit and this boy is going to multiply 2-digit multiplied by 2. Or I can borrow and he cannot borrow. I know carry over and he doesn't. Things like that. You got it? So gifted students also are special students in a way that they have extra ability. That they may fall under the category of genius. What is genius? I think I mentioned it last time. When a counselor studies children and she finds something different about the child and the child is sent to KM or certain other registered organizations where the intellectual level of the child is checked. IQ. Okay? Other Qs are also there questions which are important. We will not get into that again. Where the IQ is checked. At the base of that IQ table are morons and imbeciles. Please check these words afterwards when you have time. Base. Okay? Lowest. And at the top, genius. Genius is IQ which is more than normal. More than normal. So certain people in the world, their brains were studied post-death. Posthumously, what happened? Scientists said we must study their brains because they were so extra intelligent. After all, what made chemical locha? In Hindi, what is that Munna Bhai language? They call it chemical locha. Yes, it is about chemicals. There is a scientific reason for that terminology also. It is about chemicals. Right? So let's not get into that. So my point is that what's are for gifted students, please see that there is something for everybody. Alright? There is something for everybody. So your assessment, your teaching should be like a nice plate with balanced diet, with different dishes, with different recipes. Right? Don't your mouth waters when you have this kind of a dish. You like to click a picture. You go to some dining hall, you see the pictures they have over there. Right? Isn't it? So your teaching also should be like that. There should be everything. No child in your class should be. There should be at least one question which is so simple, so easy, that at least that one question my last child also will get 1 mark, so it doesn't get a 0. That's the way you have to do it. At least 2 questions which is so difficult that out of my 30 students, 28 are getting 20 on 20. I am not the best teacher. My question paper is incorrect. You get it? Because those challenging questions were not there. You have to cater to their notes. Like that. And whatever goes in notes, you can mention over there. What is that? MLN?
MLL.
What is MLN? No? MLL. But I am seeing it as N. It's a
MLN.
typing error or what I don't know. I told you about that already. Minimum level of learners is now for again please I'm reminding you, please check the website. There are manuals, there are several manuals, I think at least 3 to 4 manuals on learning outcomes. Maybe I am carrying one. Learning outcomes are different for elementary learners. Learning outcomes are different for middle school graders, and learning outcomes are different for senior graders. So there are different books, different booklets like that. Alright? So please, if time permits, I am going to show you the soft copies. Next is competency-based question and model answer. Now competency-based question, now we come to that part. Somebody had answered beautifully over here, and someone said when I am talking about learning outcomes, it is something that the child is able to do. So now we'll revisit that. Okay? A learning outcome is any expectation that a teacher has which the child can present, demonstrate or perform or show at the end of the teaching program. I repeat, what is learning outcome? It is the end product. What is the end product? When does it happen? After my teaching is over. If my child is able to identify, my child is able to calculate, my child is able to present, my child is able to perform, okay? Then that is my learning outcome. I hope I am clear. Okay? What do you want your child to do? Don't teach lessons without knowing why you are teaching. Do not teach topics unless you know why it is being done. If you know what you want at the end of it, that is your learning outcome. After I teach this, what do I want my child to do? In the real world, in the class, in his life, that is my learning outcome. and how I am doing it. What is my plan for it? Okay, from the teacher perspective, that is my object. For example, let's say this is a 100 meters race. I'm at the start line. That ball is the finish line. Alright? So at the start line, the posture that I am going to take, the costume that I am going to wear, the footwear that I will use, alright? The preparation that I will do, that is the learning object. Reaching there at the finish line, what will happen? Will it be the first prize, the second prize? Will it just be participation? That is my learning object. You got it now? Got it? I hope so. Okay, so competency is any skill, okay? Any skill, to make the child competent means able to do something. So like I said, if the child can cook something, if the child can play something, if the child can write something, child can calculate something, child can perform something, that is competent. Okay, we teach and train children to achieve and accomplish competencies. And if we do it, if we succeed in that, the learning outcome is achieved. That's it. So now, for 1 minute I am waiting. In this 1 minute, you may take a bio break. Okay? Or you can simply stand and stretch yourself or talk, but softly. Whatever. 1 minute break. You may please stand. Because those plastic chairs are